Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn. Today I'm crafting with the Not Too Shabby box of the month for February 2025. And I think I'm mixing and matching papers between the two 6x6 paper pads that we get in the subscription box. So I am going to make, ends up being 4 cards today, and I'm following along. Well, I shouldn't say I'm following along. I'm just kind of loosely playing along with the sheetload of cards designed by Call Me Crafty L here on YouTube. And if you want to actually see the real sheetload and actually follow along the way that Alicia has actually designed it, you just want to pop on over to Call Me Crafty Al's channel. And usually in her pinned videos, you'll see at the very top the most current sheetload, and you can download it for free. And in her PDF printable, she shows you how to efficiently cut down your papers. Now, sometimes the papers are 12 by 12, US letter, or 6 by 6, or some combination. And so what she endeavors to do is show you the most efficient cuts, and that way it minimizes the scraps that you have left over and yields a sheetload of cards. So I'm playing along a little bit differently, which you could totally do because Alicia also includes the dimensions for all of the different mats and layers of her cards. And so if you just want to make one as opposed to making an entire sheetload of them, then you have the option to do that. So it's a really great resource however you want to use it, whether it's just to make one card or to kind of mass produce. And certainly if you like to sell your cards, if you like to give card sets away as gifts, or you like to donate your cards, it's really fabulous to have a cutting guide and a sketch so that you can easily create multiples of the same card. What I'm doing today is I am going to make 4 cards, but I am actually going to just kind of mix and match and use the papers that I've selected from these two 6x6 paper pads. And I'll end up with a lot of like little offcuts and scraps. And so I'm going to have a second video, and you'll be able to find that video on the Not Too Shabby YouTube channel, where I take my scraps left over from this crafty session, and then I'm going to try to make a few more cards just from the leftover scraps. But for this first set of cards, I am trying to use up some scraps, but really I'm not too, that's not really a goal. I just want to pick some pretty combinations. And as well, something a little bit different, a little bit new to me is actually using solid color cardstock as my card base. I don't usually do that. I usually use a thicker, kind of a heavier weight white cardstock for my card base, but I'm finding that, that's not always necessary. Certainly when I'm doing interactive cards or pop-up cards, I like having that heavier weight. But what I'm finding is that for cards where it's about a lot of mats and layers, starting with a solid color cardstock is really nice because it kind of overall reduces the thickness or the weight of your card, because there are times when I start with a white card base and then the very first thing I do is put some solid color cardstock as my first layer, and it goes edge to edge. So if you're starting with, so that solid color cardstock as your entire base, then right there you can eliminate one layer. And usually, at least in my stash, most of my solid color cardstock is probably closer to like 80 pounds. Some of it might even be 65 pound, which I think is perfectly okay, because once you get a few layers of pattern paper, some layers of additional mats and layers and frames, just like how this sheetload has been designed, by the end of it, the card still feels really substantial. And then all I have to do on the inside of the card is I normally just add a white panel that's maybe 4¼ by 3-ish, something in that neighborhood. And that way I have a spot to sign the card, write a little message. And that's kind of it. So here's that little white panel on the inside. So you can still sign, you can still write a little message, and overall, I kind of like the effect of it too. So I think I'm going to be doing more of this. I generally haven't really done it all that much at all, but this is also a really great way for me to use up some of my solid color cardstock too. And I'm just going to keep on cutting down these layers. And how I'm approaching this is I kind of did everything in stages, picked all of my paper combinations, cut them down to size, and then now I'm going to glue everything down. And then the next stage is going to be picking out some ephemera, picking out some sentiments, and making progress towards this set of four where each of them are incrementally making progress. So this is sort of how I approach mass card making. These aren't really identical cards, so I don't know if it still would be considered mass card making, but they are all going to follow the same sketch as the February 2025 Sheetload. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this video is just set the rest to music, and I'm not going to rejoin at the end, so I'll just say my goodbyes now. So thank you so much for checking out my video today. I'm going to leave links to everything in the description box below. I'm also going to tag Call Me Crafty Al's channel, so you have an easy way to click over and check out her sheetload of cards. Remember, it's going to be the video that's pinned to her profile. That will always be her most current sheetload, and it's totally free. So I hope you'll go over there and check out her channel and check out the Not Too Shabby shop where you can find the products that I crafted with today. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.